One of the most common reasons why people are usually reluctant to try high-intensity training is because they say that it's not enough volume and therefore it just can't possibly be effective. But what people don't know is that when you understand the real definition of what exercise volume actually is, you realize that high-intensity training actually isn't low volume at all, and in some cases it can even be more volume than most people's 3 to 5 sets per exercise. And so in this video I am going to be explaining the actual definition of exercise volume and why HIIT doing 1 set to failure per exercise actually isn't as low volume as you think. But before I get into that, real quick, let me just introduce myself. My name is Alphonse. Here we talk about how to maximize your results from your training with as little time in the gym and with as little risk of injury as possible. As you can see, I'm far from the biggest guy giving fitness advice on YouTube, but I'm an absolute super mega nerd when it comes to everything about exercise, and I've been completely obsessed with it ever since I was 14 years old. And if you're humble enough to listen to someone like me, who isn't absolutely huge and might even be smaller than you who's watching this, then I could definitely teach you some stuff and help you to avoid spinning your wheels, making little to no progress like I first did when I first started training and knew nothing about this stuff. But anyways, let's get into the video. So, most people think that volume is just simply the same as sets and reps, but this is incorrect. The proper definition of exercise volume is actually time under meaningful load, or effort over time, and I'm gonna explain this right now. Exercise volume is about the amount of stress that a particular exercise places on your body, and the amount of stress that is placed on your body by a particular exercise is related to the amount of muscle mass worked in the exercise, the duration of the exercise, and the amount of effort put into the exercise. And so the problem with defining volume as just sets and reps is because we have absolutely no way of knowing how a set is being performed. Let's say, for example, one person performs a set of 10 bicep curls with fast reps, with a fast repetition cadence. Let's say 1 second to lift and 1 second to lower. And then we have another person who performs a set of 10 bicep curls with a slow cadence, let's say 4 seconds to lift and 4 seconds to lower. The first person set, who did the fast reps, are going to finish those 10 repetitions in about 20 seconds. So they accumulated about 20 seconds of time under load. Now the other person set is going to take about 80 seconds to complete, which is 4 times as long. And because person 2 was under tension for 4 times as long compared to individual number 1, he placed much more stress on the targeted muscles and just the body in general. Now the vast majority of people's sets, the way they do them, takes about at most 20 seconds. And a properly performed set, the way we do it in high intensity training, usually takes about 60 to 90 seconds and sometimes up to 2 minutes. And this is the equivalent of the time under load for 3 to 5 or even more of most people's sets. And so the volume of a set, the way we perform it in high intensity training, is not lower. It is equal and sometimes even greater than most people's, let's call them, conventional sets. And so when it comes to high intensity training, what people really are disagreeing with isn't the volume of exercise required as much as how it is defined and distributed. Conventional bodybuilding workouts don't take up to 2 hours to complete because they involve doing more volume of exercise. It is because that volume is spread out over a longer time period, over multiple sets, with 1, 2 or even more minutes of rest in between each set. And so really what we are doing with high intensity training is that instead of spreading out all of that volume over multiple sets and taking a bunch of unnecessary breaks in between, we are just concentrating that volume into one longer set to momentary muscular failure. But anyways, hopefully this video helped you understand the proper definition of exercise volume and also helped you to get rid of the misconception that high intensity training is extremely low volume training. But with that being said, that's all for this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did like this video and felt like you learned at least something from it, then please don't forget to leave at least a like on this video. And if you want to see more videos like this from me in the future, then also don't forget to click that subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can be notified the next time I upload. But with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video next time. Peace.